HITC Sport. Alright, Gareth Bale is back in Tottenham. Spurs fans right now must be getting ready to tug themselves senseless in the shower and trying to squeeze into Bale 11 shirts that they haven't worn since they were 19 years of age. Christ, they'll probably look like a bunch of pillows. But Spurs fans, just look around and take a moment to realise just where you are as a club. It's 2020, Jose Mourinho is your manager, you have a homegrown striker playing up front with nearly 200 goals for your club, and you just dragged a former world record transfer superstar back to North London. Not to mention you play in arguably the most modern stadium on planet Earth, and you're less than 18 months out from reaching a Champions League final. So yes, the club might still have a full-blown allergy to silverware, but still, things aren't actually all that bad for Tottenham now, are they? But this video isn't about Spurs, no, not really. It's more about Gareth Bale and how badly he's been treated at Real Madrid. Listen, this isn't an attack on all Madrid fans. I'm sure most of you are just fine. This is more the loud minority who spent most of the last decade booing and heckling their own goddamn players. Listen, we all know the relationship between Bale and the Madrid fans is about as healthy as the one between the Olatunji brothers, but how has it come to this? Look at what he's done for the club. Right, I'll tell you. What didn't help was unrealistic expectations. When Bale wound up in Spain for a world record £85 million, he wasn't helped by his own president predicting him to win the f***ing Ballon d'Or. He wasn't helped by the fact the media tipped him as Cristiano Ronaldo's heir. I'm sorry, heir? Are we forgetting Ronaldo was only 4 goddamn years older than him? In 2013, the Portuguese superstar was only 28 years old. He didn't need a goddamn heir. And placing the weight of a Ballon d'Or expectancy on a man who's only 2 years younger than Lionel Messi, it was setting him up to fail. Madrid fans probably expected the Welshman to suddenly become the big daddy Don of the Bernabeu, and even fancier upgrade on Ronaldo. No, lads, had they not been paying attention? Sure, he just slammed home 26 goals in all competitions for Tottenham that season, but the previous year, he'd only hit 9 league goals, and the year before that, 7, and the year before that, he was a left-back curse who Harry Redknapp used to leave rotting on the bench. Price him up. When Ronaldo was winning his first Ballon d'Or, Bale was nearly getting sold to Birmingham City for £3 million. So insane expectations didn't help the guy, or the fact the media kept trying to dream up a rift with Ronaldo. The press were doing their level best to create the next big money flop, and trying to do that by forcing a Bale v Ronaldo agenda. It happens everywhere. The French media did the same 2 years ago, inventing a story about Neymar supposedly bullying Kylian Mbappe. Considering the two are virtual best friends and socialize together off the pitch, it was easy to quash that rumor and make it look like utter pudding pie. But Ronaldo and Bale, the fact they were clearly just work colleagues, with one an extrovert and the other clearly an introvert, it was easier for the fake story to linger in the air. So that didn't help. Now for the fans. Are we forgetting in January 2015, Madrid beat Espanyol 3-0 and Boo gets booed for the sheer crime of not passing to Ronaldo? Right from the Spanish reaction, you'd swear he just beheaded a small child live on camera, or maybe taking a dump on the president's face. Has anyone seen the chance? He was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He was perfectly within his rights to take on the shot. Do you think Ronaldo would have passed in that situation? And that apparently merits the crowd turning on Bale, booing him. Are we forgetting the previous year? This guy had scored the first goal in extra time in a Champions League final against their city neighbours. This is a club who have been trying to win their 10th European crown since 2002. Over a goddamn decade. And Bale helps you do it in his first season at the club. No, more than that. He also scored the winning goal in a Copa del Rey final against Barcelona, sprinting half of the goddamn pitch, absolutely breaking his back with a 59-metre run in 7 seconds. Oh yes, the definition of a man who's lazy, of a man who isn't trying on the pitch. He turned into the Welsh Usain Bolt that night. His debut season in a new country, where he doesn't speak the goddamn language, 22 goals and 16 assists in all competitions. He scored in 3 finals and picked up 4 pieces of silverware. To put that in context, that is better stats than what Mo Salah has recorded in either of the last 2 seasons. And Liverpool fans would gladly bow down to kiss his feet in the street. And yeah, within 6 months of holding that Champions League above his head, he's getting booed by 80,000 people because he took on the chance of shooting instead of passing. The press called him greedy. Yeah, within 18 months at the club, he'd already managed 23 assists. That's up there with Kevin De Bruyne type stats. And would you call him greedy? You might as well label Mother Teresa as selfish. 2 months later, the club lose El Clasico against Barcelona, going down 2-1. It's not an ideal result, but from the fan reaction, you'd swear they just stumbled to a defeat against a bunch of plumbers from the back arse of Scandinavia. Are we forgetting Barcelona are arguably the greatest strike force of all time, and we're just 6 weeks away from lifting the Champions League? There was no shame in losing to them by 1 goal. It was probably to be expected, but the reaction from the fans tried to kick Bale's car as he's pulling out of the stadium. Let me get this straight. The guy has directly contributed towards over 50 goals in 2 goddamn seasons. He's won you a Copa del Rey, a Champions League, a UEFA Super Cup, a FIFA Club World Cup, and you're trying to kick his car. You call yourself fans? No, they're not fans. They are spoiled brats. 2015 is the year Bale continuously gets linked with a move away from the club. A return to England with Man United maybe. Considering they were boring the public to death with caveman football under Louis van Gaal, with Phil Jones chucked in their defence, I'm sure Bale would probably rather have had his brain pulled out his nose. Instead, he goes on to register 19 goals and 10 assists in just 23 matches. That's That's directly contributing to nearly 30 goals in 23 games. That is insane levels of productivity. Highlights included 4 goals in one match against Rayo Vallecano, another hat-trick in Deportiva La Coruña in Zinedine Zidane's first match in charge. Sure, he had his injuries that year, but he also scored his 43rd La Liga goal in March to surpass Gary Lineker as the highest scoring British player in the competition's history. And are we forgetting, to prove it was no fluke, he only went and won the Champions League again. The next season was when things turned ugly, and I mean really bad. Muscle injuries chewed his season to pieces. First it was the ankle injury in late 2016, then the calf injuries in the spring of 2017. Clearly Zidane now viewed him as an injury-prone lump of sweat, instead choosing to spend the season tugging himself in the bath to photos of Marco Asensio, the new hotshot at Madrid. The club are getting linked with Eden Hazard every 5 days. Clearly the fans and the club have moved on from Bale. But is it Bale's fault he has muscles made of spaghetti? You really think it was a lack of effort that made him injured? I mean, that season he still won the league and another Champions League, even if he did start the final on the bench. But still, you had not won one European Cup for over a decade when Bale arrived. 4 years later, he's won 3. And there's more. The 17-18 season was statistically one of the best years of Bale's life. 21 goals, 7 assists and 2 strikes in a Champions League final. He spent the season being booed by his own fans, and despite his great form, was left on the bench quite a lot, including the biggest game in club football. He comes on in the second half, batters in 2 against Liverpool, including the greatest goal ever seen in a Champions League final, and apparently Zidane didn't even speak to him after the game. Not even a pat on the back, not even a little well done. Nothing. Well, let me tell you something. Zidane, sure, he was a special player, an absolute superstar, but Bale has done more for this club than Zidane ever could. Because let's be honest, in 5 seasons in Spain, Zidane lifted the league title just once. He won the Champions League in Hampden Park with, again, an insane volley in the final. But again, he only won the competition once. And he UEFA Super Cup just once. That is it. That is his trophy haul at Real Madrid. That is his legacy. In 5 seasons, he limped into 3rd, 4th, 2nd and 2nd. That is failure. I'm sorry, for a club like Real Madrid, 4th in the league below Deportiva La Coruña, he was part of a star-studded Galactico team which lost 10 league games that season, including 5 in a row. 5 in a row. They were dumped out of the Champions League by Monaco, lost the Copa del Rey final to Real Zaragoza. That was a nightmare season. From April until October 2004, they lost 10 out of 16 league games. That is relegation form. Imagine if Bale was part of that mess. The fans would demand he be flayed in the streets of Madrid. 10 league defeats in 16 games. 4 bastard months. By contrast, Bale's only ever lost 28 league games for Madrid, and that's in 7 years. Listen, Zidane's a great player. His legacy is unquestionable. But I'm sorry, Bale has won 4 times as many Champions Leagues as he ever did. And Bale's the one who gets treated like a national pariah. I'm not sure why Zidane ostracized Bale, ignored him, publicly stated that it would be best if he left. Say what you want about his tactical genius in big games. As far as man management goes, that is absolutely hideous. No kind words for the man who single-handedly dug you out of a hole in Kiev. Because let's not forget, when he entered the fray, Sadio Mane had just leveled the game for Liverpool, with the Reds suddenly in the ascendancy. Bale was the hero. But no, the Welshman's been the whipping boy in the Spanish press, because apparently he likes to play golf. He is former Real Madrid players, guys he's never even met, saying he even prioritizes golf above football. He's won 4 Champions League. What? He gets told by Zidane he's no longer needed. Alright, okay, so he goes off to agree a contract of a lifetime. £1 million a week to play in China. Just absolutely insane. A dream move for his family. That's basically winning Who Wants to Be a Millionaire every week. And then Madrid pulled the rug on that, refusing to let him leave. So what's he supposed to do? Can you blame him for feeling a bit cheated? Sure, holding up that infamous Wales flag, Wales, golf, Madrid in that order, okay, maybe a bit ill-advised, but you know what? That was probably years of built-up resentment being unleashed at such pathetic treatment for 7 years in Spain. That's 7 years of ingratitude chucked at this man. He wins you cups, he wins you titles, he scores over 100 goals in Spain, and he gets stupid accusations chucked at his head by men he's never even met. Can you blame him for wanting to ram the words down the throat of the Spanish press and those ungrateful fans? The man has even said, being booed by 80,000 people, it affects your confidence. Let's not forget, the guy wasn't born and made superstar. Like Ronaldo's been bigged up by the world's press since he was 17 years of age. I mean, that's what happens when you make your professional debut the same year the other Ronaldo scores 2 in a World Cup final. Bale, by contrast, at 20 years of age, he was stuffed on a bench with Alan Hutton. So listen, the narrative currently trying to be twisted by the Spanish press is that Bale has been a Real Madrid letdown. Not a flop, but a wasted potential with an unremarkable legacy that's going to be forgotten within 10 years. That is what they're trying to twist. I'm sorry, and most sane clubs on planet Earth, places where there isn't this entitled right to silverware, then this guy would have a statue put outside the ground. He's won 1 less European Cup than Alfredo Di Stefano, for Christ's sake. He scored more goals for this club than the Brazilian Ronaldo. Come on! He has a similar goals to games ratio as Raul, the poster boy of Real Madrid. He scored nearly twice as many goals as Luis Figo in a similar number of games played. Lads, for an apparent washed up flop, apparent waste of 85 million quid, he sure has left behind one hell of a legacy. And the Madrid fans who booed him, kicked his car, to the press who vilified him for playing golf, and to Zidane for treating him like a used up Kleenex. You should all be ashamed. Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Gareth Bale is being bad for... ridiculous. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.